I'm 43 now, and I've been thinking about what it's like, being 40. And I mean, generally, I just feel like have I achieved most of the things that I should have achieved at this age in my life? So, in this video, I want to talk about some things that you should invest in while you're in your 40s. And the very first one I think is the most important, and that would be your health. When you turn 40, you start to move slower, and for some of us, there are some underlying health issues that start to creep up at when we turn 40. And it's important at this age to start to be mindful of the kinds of things that you put into your body. I had to speak to a nutritionist, and I asked, hey, this is my current condition, I'm turning 40, what are some of the things that I should and shouldn't eat? And they gave me a breakdown of some of the things that I could add to my nutrition. And furthermore, exercise is also important. So it's not just about the things that you eat, you also need to consider doing some exercises. I know what you're thinking, so I'm going to go down to the gym and I'm not trying to build muscle. No, it's not about building muscle, it's about generally keeping fit. Personally, I take walks whenever I can, sometimes in the morning, sometimes late in the evening, and I do that for about an hour. A friend of mine actually does that on a daily basis. He takes morning walks, and his target, his goal basically is to walk 10,000 steps every single day. I mean, like, wow. I barely do 5,000 steps every day, and I feel like, that's not sufficient for my physique and my current condition, But whatever it is, consider doing some form of exercises that actually get strength in your body, increase your flexibility as you turn 40, because in the coming years, it's actually going to be very important that, you're healthy and strong, moving as you should as a 40-year-old. The next thing basically is knowledge. And I know that, at 40, you've seen life, you've been through university, you've probably even done your master's, But when I talk about knowledge, I mean reading books. Somebody once said that when you stop learning, you start dying. And I think that that's actually true. I've been reading a lot of books lately, but what I do, I'm not much of a book reader anyways, but what I do try to do is I try to listen to audiobooks, I try to listen to podcasts, and generally just learn from anywhere I can, even from people that are younger than me, because I feel like no knowledge is lost. Most of the things that I do today are things that I've been learning in the past 2 years or in the past couple of years, and basically it's helping me, it keeps keeping my brain pretty active, as I'm soaking in all this knowledge and learning new things and learning new experiences. I think generally it also helps, in your 40s that you're learning new things and you're not keeping the mind dull, but you're keeping sharp and learning new things, reading books, listening to audiobooks and attending seminars, generally improving, the knowledge that you have in your 40s. And the next part is high income skills. You've come to the point where in your life, this is a time where you should be sharing the knowledge that you have with the people that are coming behind you. And I mean, for instance, I look at some of the things that I did with money in my 30s and in my 20s, and I wish somebody would have taught me about that. Now, I have a friend that is in the financial space, and right now he's trying to teach people in their 20s, people in their 30s, how to manage their finances. And I think that that's also an important thing, that's when you learn some of these things, you're able to use that to actually generate income. And that's what I'm talking about, high income skills. What are the other skills that you can learn at this stage in your life that can actually use to make some money, all right? Some extra money. So consider learning some high income skills that can actually help you to make more money as you slow down in life. Remember, you're not as young as you once was, so it's important that you consider ways in which you can actually use those skills to actually earn more income for yourself in your 40s and beyond. The next bit is personal brand. I know what you're thinking, like, hey, I run a business or, I'm an employee. Why do I need a personal brand? And here's the important thing about a personal brand that you probably don't know. You already have one. You already have a personal brand because the way I see personal branding or brands basically are formed by association. What are certain behaviors that people associate you with? What are certain brands or certain things or items or topics that people associate you with? Like, for instance, if you talk about somebody from high school, for instance, you'll be like, oh, that tall guy in high school. You know, somebody once actually said to me that in high school, I was a bookworm, a nerd. And I think that that was far from the truth. But that was the brand that she saw, you know, while we were in school. So for her to have that reputation of me, you know, well into her 30s and 40s, you know, I found that rather surprising. But it was the brand that she perceived me to be, was the kind of person that she perceived me to be. Now, in your 40s, you can actually change the perception that people have of you by actually trying to build a personal brand so that people associate you with the things that are most important to you. Like if you have a business, people should be able to associate you with your business. If you have a side hustle, people should be able to associate you with your side hustle. If you have certain things that you want to elevate, like maybe you are in a fitness journey or you're on a diet plan or something that you want people to associate you with, you can wrap that around your personal brand, actually use that and leverage that to be able to promote, you know, your business or whatever things that you're associated with. So I believe building a personal brand in your 40s is highly essential. And the next thing is expanding your network. You know, as you grow older, you know, yes, you've had friends from high school, but slowly and slowly you start to notice that people start to move in different paths. In your 40s, you know, I feel like sometimes life gets a little lonely and we need to try to find ourselves within communities or within environments where we are around the kinds of people that are moving in the same direction that we are moving in, you know. So I believe that expanding your network, whether it's professionally, whether it's within church or whatsoever, expanding your network and getting to know more people and learn more, meet more people, I think is actually essential in your 40s. Maybe you already thought about this, maybe you haven't, but the next one, highly important, income generating assets. Remember, you're slowing down and you're at the age where you're not going to be moving around that much. This is where you now put some of the money that you've earned in the past couple of years or maybe in the past decade. You start to put some of those monies into income generating assets. Now, what do I mean by income generating assets? I'm talking about real estate. I'm talking about courses. I'm talking about creating products that you can actually sell to people. When you start to create income generating assets, it means that you don't necessarily have to do much of the work, like maybe providing a service, but instead of providing a service, you can actually sell a product, or you can invest in stocks, or you can invest in debt notes, for instance, you know, as a means to generate income. And I think when into your 40s, and maybe, you know, when you get to retirement age, these things are actually going to be important. One of the things that some of my friends in the financial space have told me is that you need to leverage compound interest. In that, whatever you're investing your money into right now, you need to think, how can this provide monthly income for me well into my 50s and my 60s and possibly into my 70s? So think about income generating assets that can continue to pay you for the long term. Finally, and the last one, memorable experiences. I mean, you've made money, you've worked so hard. I mean, why not enjoy the greater things in life? Personally, I like to travel, and there are a couple of things on my bucket list that I'd like to do before I, you know, leave this fantastic world, this earth. You know, and one of the things is bungee jumping or traveling to Ibiza, or I like the experience of trying new food or going to new places. You know, so well into your 40s, like I said, you've worked hard, you've made money, you've been able to build something for yourself. I think it's also essential that you enjoy the experiences that you have left on this earth, because I mean, what you're not going to leave this earth with most of the things that are here, so you might as well just create memories with the people that you love, Create memories that you can look back and say that, oh yes, I really lived my life, I enjoyed my life, so that when you're in your 60s, you're not feeling like, hey, I missed out on life. I didn't really enjoy my life when I should have. So in your 40s, think about having those memorable experiences and sharing that with the ones that you love. So I hope this helps, on your journey, in your 40s, that you start to do these things so that you can live your 40s in your best and fullest way. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you at the next one.